And today I'm going to introduce you to Justin Smith. I've known Justin for, I think, a good year, almost a year now. I've talked to him. He's got great content, great information on LinkedIn if you're looking in there. So he posts a lot of stuff, informational stuff about real estate, especially multifamily development. He's a longtime multifamily developer. Awesome personality. So with that, I'm not going to tell too much about Justin. I'll let him introduce himself. Justin, kind of give you a background and a little bit of history and what do you do now?
Yeah, no problem. Well, first off, Raju, welcome back. I know you've been out of the scene and you've been doing a couple of personal things here and there, but we're definitely happy to see you and be back on the scene with you. So good to see you.
Thank you.
About myself, this is just a lifelong passion. This journey of real estate, this journey of development, this journey of housing. It's just been something that I think I was born with, right? I was probably born, smelling like drywall or something. But it's like, the history really started, in a childhood. Some might call it tragedy, some might call it a revelation. I call it a little bit of both. And let me tell you the story. So at a young age, I witnessed a large acreage of land in my neighborhood, with my brothers and family. And so, and it changed overnight, right? So I walked that path for many, many years, and it was a big, barren patch of land, right? We rode our bikes through it, walked through it, just kind of, hung out, whatever. It was kind of like, our backyard or whatever, even though it was, somebody else's land. It was a couple of blocks away. But nevertheless, in the blink of an eye, like it changed. The fences went up, there were signs on it. There was dinosaur-like equipment, there and earth movers and graders and all this different stuff. And then next thing I know, a new community was born, right? It was like amazing. It was like this whole collection of Victorian homes somebody had decided to build on our land, right? It wasn't even our land. It was like, when we hung out and played. But to us as youth, it was ours, right? But at that time, it was a revelation. It was a tragedy because we couldn't ride our bikes through it. But but I was hooked, right? And so in a matter of months, this Victorian village came, right? And so at this point, I realized, wow, you can make something from nothing, right? You can just create this entire, and that just amazed me, right? And so at a very young age, I was hooked. So then I was like on this pathway to like design, construct, finance, and build my own city block. And that really just kind of led me through this whole journey of taking, high school drafting classes and taking going to school for architecture and going to construction management, going to finance, all these different types of things, just really looking for, that effort and that possibility, to build my own city block, to own, create, develop. And that was just amazing for me. So that's how it got started.
Awesome. Wow. That's a fascinating story. What a child. Wow. Ooh, okay. There's a lot of information that I won't get into details, but maybe another time. That's a fascinating. All right. Awesome. So I know you're into building, you do syndication. So who would you like to connect or who can you help? So can you share who would you like to connect and who can, who would you like to help? Who can you help, I guess?
I look at it in both ways because I think in life, you need to look forward and you need to, help backwards or at least help look and connect with those in front of you who have blazed the path and appreciate that and connect with those.
Right.
But then you need to also realize that you are blazing a path and those behind you or those coming up, you should, lend a helping hand. Right. So I'm looking for both of those individuals. Not necessarily looking, but I believe in finding both of those people who believe in community and collaboration. I'll throw another C in there, and that's cash flow. But people who believe in those 3 C's, I think it works both ways. So I would like to connect with those that practice these tasks and these principles and have had success in multifamily and student housing, before me, and those that aspire behind me, right? Because I can learn from both sides. I love the energy of the youth, right? With the dot-coms and with the apps and the new ways of doing things and the rethinking of time, space, and place. And then I also appreciate those that are in front of me that have blazed the trail and created great spaces and created those environments that we understand and have had the trials and tribulations of finance or the trials and tribulation of building, and you can learn from both. So I'm looking to connect with both sides, and I think that makes me a better me. It falls into sort of community, building collaboration, and also building that cash flow for myself and other generations.
Awesome. So 3 C's: community, cash flow,
And
and
collaboration.
collaboration. There you go. So
That's
if
right.
you fit into any of those 3 categories, so yeah, reach out to Justin. And I can attest, Justin is a great guy to talk to. Awesome. As you can see from his personality, great guy to talk to. So you should reach out to him, talk to him, see if you can build a relationship for now or the future. So, right, you never know. So how things go. So awesome, Justin. Obviously, you got an inspiring story, how something inspired you to where you are now. So obviously, there's, I guess, tell us now, what inspires you to get up and do what you do every day now?
I'll say the 3 my's, right? My ancestry, my faith, and my family. And maybe it's in that order, maybe it's faith, ancestry, but I do appreciate, those that have come from me, those that have been through the tolls and the drama of what we've had and where we've come from. It's no mystery, and it's not, critical path theory or whatever they call it now. That, the story of middle passage, the story of African ancestors coming over into this country, right? And having to pull through the challenges and the struggles of we all know that story, right? But that's also a story of inspiration. That's a story of pride. That's a story of greatness, right? So that really truly motivates me because there's generations that had to do the things that I couldn't do, now I can do, and I want to continue to do, right? So that's a great inspiration. And then having my family, having my brothers and my children and nephews, nieces, wife, others, and really just kind of pull through for them, right? And then having that faith that really centers and grounds me internally to be motivated, to be that great patriarch of the family, and then to go further than my parents, because my parents sacrificed for the things that I wanted to do, right? And they pushed me forward. So those things just kind of inspire me, and I just want to be that ball of energy that takes it forward.
Awesome, man. Yeah, hey, I am inspired by what you said. So awesome. Yeah, I can see why that's inspiring. Awesome, Justin. Well, you had a long journey. I mean, just your intro itself says you did a lot of things to get where you are. So I'm sure you got plenty of tips, tricks that you learned, but you only have to share one tip. So what's the one tip you can share that has helped you? Personal, faith, whatever, doesn't matter, or professional. So give us that one tip.
If there was one tip, I think my one tip would be get beyond the I and focus on the we.
Wow. Okay.
Because, whether we think that we can pull ourselves by our bootstrap, which yeah, I get that. And I agree with that. But really, it has served me in my life, my academic career, and so on, to operate with the we concept, because we don't know it all. We're not the smartest. We're not the perfect. We're not the most idealistic. We have our strengths, and others has their strengths as well. So I think that the better that, and there may be some, and I'm not saying, everything has to be done with everybody, right? No, because you do need to, be able to pull your leg of the race.
Right.
But you need to be able to, come to the table with something. But I think getting beyond, this I mentality and getting to this we mentality can serve you longer in your career or longer in your endeavors, right? Look at those like the Tesla inventors or the internet inventors, and there are multiple. I know there's not just one internet inventor, but there was this group thing, and I think getting beyond the I operating in the we,
Mhm.
and I think you can go longer. So that'd be my one tip.
Awesome. No, that's a great tip. A lot of people think the American way is be the Lone Ranger, but
Yeah.
how important is the team? Which is, yeah, basically that's what Justin is saying. Like, I mean, you can be successful if you don't rely on others. So awesome tip. That's awesome. All right. Great. Thank you for taking the time, Justin. And I will be posting whatever Justin's info is, websites and social media, whatever Justin gives me. So reach out to him. As you can see, hey, he's got a lot of knowledge to share too. So reach out to him, connect with him if what he said rhymes with you. So again, Justin, thanks for taking the time and giving this info, and I appreciate your time, man. Again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. And for those out there, realequity.com is the website. I'm around, I do every Tuesday. If you're hanging out on LinkedIn, look for my construction tip Tuesdays. And it's just free information about things that I'm dealing with in the development and construction arena. If it helps you, great. If it entertains you, that's even better. So see you guys later. All right.
All right.
Rod, definitely thank you for having me on.
Thank you.